What's good? YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. It's your boy Jay the Trainer, and I'm here again to answer some of your questions that you've been dropping. I want to thank all of you, thank my supporters. I hit another YouTube milestone. I just got on here and I'm really trying to make a difference. So thank you for your support. Please remember, if you do anything right now, I want you to drop down and hit the subscribe button as well. Hit the notifications button so you can get new content from me every Wednesday or sooner than that. But let me get into it. So tonight we're talking about um, when are you too injured to work out? A lot of people ask me, hey, a lot of my own trainees will say, hey, I hurt too badly to work out. I'm sore. I've never felt this way before. I think I need to go see a doctor. This is day number 2. So there's some things you need to know about working out, and you need to really be able to know the difference between being sore, being too sore to work out, and having an injury where you need to go get a checkup from a healthcare professional. We're going to break that down tonight. This is another myth buster, I guess. First of all, let's just talk about it. So if you're a beginner, and beginner is just someone who's been working out, I'd say less than a year, less than 2 years on a inconsistent basis. Or if you just started back working out, even though you've been working out for years, you just started back working out with a trainer or by yourself, I consider you a beginner. What I say is you're going to be sore. When you first start your workout, start back to a regular routine 5 days out of the week, maybe 30 minutes to an hour, you're going to be very sore after your workouts. You're going to be burnt out, and the next day you're going to feel something called delayed onset muscle soreness, also known as DOMS, DOMS. This is soreness that you can't believe about a day to 2 days after you've had your workout. If you've been doing squats, any type of deadlift, any type of pull-up, any push-up, any dips, these things really hurt these areas. Excuse me, I have little family members running up in here. But these are areas that are really going to hurt you when you sit down to use the bathroom, sit down even on the sofa to relax, really aching. And this is not a problem. Delayed onset muscle soreness is just your normal muscle recovery and repair. You actually tear apart, microscopically tear apart muscle when you do work out. And it takes a couple of days to repair. So a smart trainer, a trainer who really understands anatomy, will make sure that they aren't working out the same body parts within 24, 48, 72 hours. So if you're on a split, let's say that you're doing chest and back, arms, or a push-pull leg workout, you have about 72 hours before you hit that body part again. And that way you know that it'll be safe for you to work out. So if you have this little tenderness that kind of is aching, it's just described as soreness, you know you're okay. So some pain is good, and that's a pain associated with working out. It's okay for you to have a little soreness. The other pain that's okay is when you're in the middle of your set. Let's say you're doing curls, a bunch of tricep curls or presses or squats, and you feel that soreness in your glutes. Feel the soreness in your quadriceps when you're doing quad extensions. You feel the soreness in your glutes, hamstrings, when you're doing some squats or deadlifts. This is actually good pain. This is soreness, and that's what you want. You want to feel the stress of the workout. You want to feel yourself being pushed during these workouts. This is normal, so that is good pain. But there are some areas where you need to really be aware of. I'm going to let you know the different ones. But there are 2 things to know. If you've been overtraining, which means if you haven't been waiting about 2 to 3 days to hit that body part again, you're getting overzealous and saying, hey, I really want big guns. Hey, I want a really big chest. I'm going to work out every day, or I'm going to work out every other day, or hey, I really want to build up my legs, or build up my glutes. So instead of working 3 days out of the week, I'm going to push it all of a sudden to 5 or 6. You're going to find out that this could result in overtraining. Overtraining is something that can affect your entire body, make you more, it could really hurt you. And so you have to be very careful and make sure you get a trainer, get a fitness coach to help you. And that's what people like me are for. You can always contact me or one of my counterparts. We'd be glad to give you advice. But the things you need to know about that you don't need to ignore is if you get really sharp pain that affects a body part and all of a sudden you can't move that body part at all. If it decreases your range of motion so much you can't even move it, can't even put on your shirt, This is something that's a concern. Second is if you've had a previous injury to that area and all of a sudden it starts to ache in the same way again. This is something to worry about. If you find massive swelling, or if you see like redness or blood under the skin, something you need to worry about. If you aren't getting any pain relief and you've been putting on ice packs, over-the-counter medications, taking different anti-inflammatories, things you need to think about. Also, constant pain. If the pain is constant, not just when you're moving, but if just all day long you're feeling pain in the shoulder, pain in the back, something else you need to be concerned about. If you have pressure, significant pressure and bruising in an area, you need to get it checked out. If it's so intense it's giving you a persistent headache, nausea or vomiting, chest pain, any symptoms like this, or associated fever and chills, those are all things you need to think about. Those are emergencies, or those are things that you need to go straight to get checked out by a healthcare professional, and delay your workouts if those things are present. And those are things you need to know. Those sets of symptoms are the ones that you need to know to not work out further. Get checked out. Those are not okay. If you're being overtrained, let's say you do have a trainer, or let's say you are trying to lose a lot of weight, trying to get ready for a wedding, trying to get summertime beach ready, but you're really trying to rush, lose a lot of weight, you could overtrain. And I'll tell you the signs and symptoms associated with it, because it can affect your entire body. You could walk around with something called an increased resting heart rate. That means when you're at rest, like lying in the bed, lying on the sofa, kick back, you still have an elevated heart rate. Heart rate is in the one teens. This is not normal, especially if you've been drinking plenty of water and you're feeling well. If you just don't feel okay, and you're starting to feel really sad and depressed, you're having other mood issues, this is a sign of overtraining. It also increases how often you can get a cold or even the flu. You can get sick. You can get injuries to body parts where you've never had injuries before. All of a sudden, you're starting to walk around with sore knees all the time, and you haven't had this for months. Signs of overtraining. If you just have fatigue, you don't feel good in the morning. If you usually are jumping out of bed, ready for your workout, ready to go get your day started, ready to go to work, and you just don't feel well when you wake up. You're just not feeling well. This is fatigue associated with overtraining. Another one is insomnia. You can't sleep. You can't sleep, and you're normally sleeping pretty well, or you have a decrease in appetite, or if you find that, hey, you just aren't making gains anymore. Your performance is slowed to a point where it's just plateaued. These are signs of overtraining. You need a good trainer who is solid, who can see these signs and symptoms and help you prevent them. And the other thing is identifying them when you have them. So tonight, that was the Mythbuster. We wanted to break apart how to know when you're too injured, or how to know when you're too sore, or when that soreness really indicates an injury. And those are important things you need to know. I can't really make this any simpler than I made it. In fact, this is a very complex topic. So I say always defer to see a medical professional first if you find that you have any symptoms that you're unsure about, or if you just don't feel right. I say defer to getting the checkout than continue with what you're doing. As always, remember to like, subscribe. I thank all of you. I appreciate all of you. You have a good night. I'm going to go try to get some rest. I'm really tired. It's been a really long day. But thank you so much. Like, subscribe, share my content, and I'll keep it coming every Wednesday for you. But as always, make gains today.